Good evening. The hourglass is a wonderful invention, but I'm afraid it will never replace the sundial. Certainly not in my garden. This one doesn't even work. I sent it to a jeweler's to be cleaned and he removed all the sand. Fortunately, the second hand still functions. Time is very important to the characters in tonight's story. One of them is doing it. For another, time seems to be running out. Time is also very important in television. We fill it. We must start on it. We must finish on it. And, appropriately enough, we occasionally kill it. I refer, of course, to my own fumbling efforts, certainly not to the stellar entertainment which follows.
It's the Eagle.
Oh, I can't talk to them now.
But it's the editor. He said you might not look quite so silly if you released some kind of a statement of how he got out.
Well, do they know who it is?
Sure. He knows it's Cobbett. They have sources in prison. They pay for tips.
All right. Warden Jacob speaking. Yes? That's right. No. No? Of course not. He wanted to know if we made Sam Cobbett a trustee. See if we can get Willis in a helicopter.
Yeah, Bart, contact Willis, helicopter.
Yes, sir. We haven't been able to see anything so far. There's 20 miles of road where he could have dropped off the truck and plenty of cover. If he gets hold of some clothes, he'll be hard to catch. Yes, sir, I will. Over. The warden didn't release on all points on this guy before the newspapers could get it, but he'll have to now. Yeah, here it comes.
All points. Sam Cobbett, 26, weight 160, height 5 feet 9 inches, brown hair, dark heavy eyebrows, sallow complexion. Escaped state penitentiary approximately 3:13 p.m. May be heading south on foot. Cobbett was serving 4 consecutive 99-year terms for armed robbery, criminal assault, and murder. He is extremely dangerous. Has the letters M.A. tattooed on the back of his right hand. No other distinguishing mark.
How'd he get out?
In a laundry basket.
You want out? I'm letting you out. Come on, Mike. Come on. Out of call.
Here.
Let's see. Milk, butter, B-R-N rice. Brn rice?
Brown rice, silly.
Oh, yeah. Thought it was burnt rice. Vegs, I know what that is. You know, we ought to have a garden of our own.
We really should, I guess.
And there's, horseradish marmalade. Oh, wait a minute. What's that?
Don't be so smart now, huh?
Oh, I see. That's horseradish and marmalade, so it was all in the same line.
Yes.
I got it. I better be off, huh? I'm late already. I should be back by 8 o'clock this evening.
Well, try to.
Don't worry, I will. I hate leaving you alone like this.
Why? What could happen?
I don't know. I just worry. I better get Mike back in here for you.
You let him out just a minute ago. He's probably off chasing rabbits.
Come on, boy. Hey, Mike. Here, Mike. Here, Mike. Where suppose he went?
Oh, he's up in the hills. He fancies himself a mighty hunter.
Come on, Mike. Suppose he ever gets anything?
I doubt it.
Now, look, you be careful, will you?
I'll be fine.
Right by, sweetie.
Well, how do you do? I knew this was my day.
What do you want?
Well, that's an easy question. But I'm in a little bit of a hurry. A little bit of a rush.
You're a convict.
I was, but I'm out now. I'm gonna stay out. And you're gonna help me.
You better get out of here. My husband will be back in a few minutes.
Now, you see, you're off to a bad start already. Your husband won't be back till late. Now, you shouldn't lie to me, chick. We won't get along so good. We want to get along real good, don't we?
What do you want me to do?
That's better. Now, you just do what I say, and we'll get along fine. I need some clothes. Answer the phone.
Not talk now, chick. Wait a minute. Ain't this a pony line? What's your ring?
A long to short and a long.
What do you think you're doing? What's the matter with you?
Sorry, you told me to answer.
And I told you no tricks too, didn't I?
But I was not trying to do anything. What's just a...
Chick, you got any idea? Whatever. What you mean to a guy that's been in stir for 3 years, do you?
Here's the 5 o'clock edition of the news. Sam Cobbett, the killer and bank robber who was serving a sentence of 396 years in the state penitentiary, escaped this afternoon and is still at large. The search for Cobbett, who has been free for 2 hours, has shifted upstate since motorist Tom Robellis reported a hitchhiker answering Cobbett's description, to whom Robellis had offered a ride, had forced him from his automobile at gunpoint and fled northward. Cobbett is about 5'9", weighs about 160 pounds, with dark, heavy eyebrows and a sallow complexion. In Washington...
That does it. This is my day. I knew what I told you, didn't I? I'm hungry. Now, fix me something to eat.
We haven't got much. Eggs. Would eggs be all right?
Okay, make me some eggs. Make it 2. No, you better make it 3.
Okay. Now, let's you and me get something straight between us. Do you know what they could do to me if I were to kid you or something?
No.
Nothing. That's all. Just nothing. You see, you don't burn for murder in this state, and I'm already up for life. So anything I could do to you would be for absolutely free. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, just remember that. We'll get along fine. I'll put them on the fire. So they're looking for me upstate, huh? That's fine. You can bet your sweet life they won't call it off down here right away. But it's gonna make things a lot easier for me. Hey, fix me some bacon with those eggs. You got some bacon?
No, the bacon is all gone.
All right, skip the bacon. You want to know something, chick?
What?
You gotta have luck. Yeah, that's all it is. You got it, you can do anything. You ain't, and you're dead. But you gotta know it, see? That's the thing. You gotta recognize it when the time comes. And you gotta jump. What, do you think it's easy to bust out of that jail?
No, no, it must be very hard.
Chicky, it was impossible, that's all. But I did it. Because I knew. The lid was off this laundry basket, see? The driver drops a cigarette. He leans down to pick it up. I got that long to make up my mind. But I do it. And I get in, and I'm out. So then I hit here. Chow, clothes, little time, even a nice doll like you. What's your name?
Mary?
Oh, I like the way you talk, Mary. What are you, one of these Italian girls or something?
My parents came from Italy.
I like your wrist. It's just the way I like.
You must like your mother very much, I guess.
Yeah. That's why I got her there, so I can look at her all the time.
I'll get you some button.
I want some coffee.
What did you say?
You got some coffee?
Yes, it's already made. I'll warm it up.
Make some fresh. I'm not in any rush now. Go ahead.
Well, we've covered every place that he could reach on foot pretty thoroughly. He's still in this area. Well, I'm afraid we haven't got much of a chance to spot him. He can hear us before we can see him. Now, we'll stay up till dark, though.
So you see, a man can't live in a cage. It stretches him too tight. So what do? You watch all the time for a break, night and day. And when it comes, you got a rod in the house.
A rod? Did you say rod?
That's right, a gun, a pistol.
Oh, no.
All right, where's the rifle, then?
We don't have a rifle.
Okay, shotgun. Where's your shotgun?
We don't have one. We don't have any guns at all. Guns are to kill things with. We don't want to kill anything.
When a fat bank guard draws down on you, then it's different. It's him or you. Where's your dough? How much you got?
You mean money?
That's right, cash, legal tender.
Not much, just what's in my purse.
What about your husband? Where does he keep his?
We never had much cash around. What he has, he's got with them. I have a little money, though. You can have that. $3 and a little change.
It's okay, leave it there for now. You know, you're gonna be a great big help. That's yours. You said a long, 2 shorts, and a long, didn't you?
Yes.
Come on. Now, you're gonna answer it, but I'm gonna tell you what to say. Now, don't goof.
Hello?
Mary,
Tell her yes.
Yes?
this is Mother. Are you all right?
Tell her you're fine.
Yes. Yes, I'm fine.
Is David there?
Tell her David's out. He won't be back till 8 o'clock. Tell her where he is.
David is not here. He was going to pick up some supplies. He'll be back around 8.
Oh, I see.
Say goodbye. Get rid of her.
I'll tell David you called. Goodbye.
Goodbye, dear.
Hang up. Okay, you did fine. You did okay.
Who is it? I said, who is it?
My neighbor, Mrs. Martin, and that little girl.
Don't let her in. Don't watch that screen. Just get rid of her. Don't let her get wise to anything. You understand? Go ahead.
Hi, honey. How's every little thing? Dave home? No? Oh, well, no matter. I just wanted to see him a minute. My pullets ain't laying worth a lick. Well, what's the matter? Let me in.
I've got a cold. I think Susie might catch it.
Oh, don't worry about that. She's the healthiest kid ever lived. You couldn't give her a cold if you tried. We was on the way to town, and I thought I'd stop and have a cup of coffee, see if you need anything.
Really, Mother, I don't think you better come in.
What's the matter, Mary? You really sick? You look okay. You look fine. I get it. Dave went off mad, huh? Oh, let me tell you something. These little old spats...
Please, Mother, I don't want to talk about it. I want you to go away, don't you understand?
Well, I was just trying to be neighborly. Guess I know when I'm not
Yes,
wanted.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just...
Ah, sure, honey. Don't worry about it. I know how it is. I've been through it myself. Look, I'll come in.
No. Can't you understand? I don't want to talk to you.
You ought to be paddled, you little snip. Treating your best friend like that.
What's the matter? You crazy or something? You ought to have your head examined. Now, take it easy.
Please leave me alone, please.
What are you making a big thing out of this for? Look, there's nothing to be afraid of. What are you afraid of, this? Look, I'm gonna need some clothes, and I gotta get washed up. Later on, we'll take a look for that gun and some more dough too. Don't worry now. I'm not gonna find it. At least I hope I'm not. I don't think you'll lie to me. I like you. I don't want nothing to happen to you. Now, where's the clothes?
They're in there.
Get me a shirt and a nice quiet tie. Here, hold this. I wouldn't want to embarrass you. I couldn't have that. Come over, sit here. Makes everything so easy. It's just a breeze. Sure came to the right place.
All right, Lieutenant. All right. They had to pull a roadblock off the turnpike. Traffic piling up too deep.
You think he was a hitchhiker that took that guy's car?
No. No, I don't. Because if he got a change of clothes that quickly, it had to be a planned deal. It would have been a car, and he wouldn't have had to hitchhike. But if it was a spur-of-the-moment thing, the way it looks, he's got a problem getting clothes. He's got to be just fool lucky, and we got a good chance to grab him.
Yeah, you might be right. But it's going to be dark pretty soon.
Yeah? Yes, it is. You're right.
It's not bad. Not bad. What time is it? What time is it?
The clock is in the kitchen. It must be about 6 o'clock. It's dark.
Probably hitchhike over the turnpike now, right? Catch a ride there. Maybe a bus. Pick up a car in the city. Manage that tonight, all right? Okay? Easy.
You're different.
No, chick, I'm not different. I just look different, but I'm still the same guy. Better wear a coat.
A coat?
Sure, you'll need it.
But I'm not going.
Sure you are, chick. Look, everything will be easier with you along. Nobody will be looking for me with a dame.
No, you don't need me. I'd only be on the way.
Chickie, you don't seem to understand. It's not just because I need you for a front. I want you to come. I like you. It'll be okay, you'll see.
But I'd only make a mistake. I'll give you away and...
I said be quiet! What's the matter, you deaf? I'm sorry, but you gotta learn, chick. When I tell you to do something, do it. Don't stall. You gotta learn that. Yeah, take this. When we need something, a bus ticket or something, you pay. And remember, I got a knife.
Please don't make me come. I won't say a word. I would never say you were here.
Will you
Please.
stop it? Stop it! Now, you don't want to get me upset. I don't want to get upset, I tell you. Now, take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Come on, let's go.
Hold it, Cobbett. Don't move. Put your hands up.
Here's a knife.
Okay, drop it.
Let us hear, Cobbett. May we use your telephone?
You don't have to talk that way. I understand. Go ahead.
Thanks. Bob, call in that we picked him up right where the lady thought he was. And tell headquarters to notify all points. Tell him to be sure to call the city editor of the Eagle. My, how you've changed.
I want to ask you one question.
Sure, Sammy boy, anything at all. What is it?
How did you know I was here?
You told us. When you made the young lady answer the telephone. You see, she's been totally deaf ever since she was 9 years old. And when she answered the phone and seemed to hear what her mother was saying, her mother knew that something was wrong. Luckily, she'd heard the broadcast, and she called us. Let's go. Well, she reads lips pretty good, don't she? You had a little tough luck, Sam. Just a little tough luck.
Oh, well, back to the old rock pile. I do think Sam should be congratulated for making such a good try. Perhaps he'll have better luck next time. And returning to the subject of time, I believe we have just about exhausted that which was allotted to us. And so, until next time when we shall return with another story, good night. Tonight we are going to tell the story of a woman who disappears into thin air. By the way, have you noticed that thin air seems to be the type of air most conducive to disappearances? There certainly is a fact well worth knowing. Now, in case you seem to recognize parts of this story, don't be alarmed. It is familiar because it is a classic of its kind. Many, many people have borrowed this legend, quite profitably too. 2 novels have been written about it, and it has been made into a motion picture called The Lady Vanishes, once by no less a personage than Alfred Hitchcock. It was also related by Alexander Woolcott in his book, While Rome Burns. Here, following our sponsor's all too brief message, is our version of that famous old tale. Now, I had better get out of the way to enable you to see better. May I have a bit of thin air, please?
Is a combien, oh, here.
Merci, mademoiselle. Ah, bonjour, madame. Bonjour, mademoiselle.
I can't understand why I feel so tired. I was perfectly well on the boat.
5 minutes more, Mother, and you can rest.
Bonsoir, mesdames. Vous avez retenu une chambre?
I'm afraid we don't speak French. Does anyone here speak English?
Oh, forgive me, mademoiselle. I was asking whether you had reserved rooms. We are extremely busy at this particular time.
Oh, yes, we reserved by cable 6 weeks ago from India. Winthrop.
Winthrop. Ah, je suis désolé, mademoiselle, mais nous n'avons... Oh, forgive me. I'm afraid we can only give you 1 room instead of the 2 that you have requested in your cable. You see, Paris is so crowded with the visitors who've come to see our great world exposition. However,
yes,
we can...
Yes, thank you. That'll do nicely.
Please. Chasseur, Madame et Mademoiselle Winthrop au 342.
Voici, madame.
It's a lovely room. And look, Mother, an all new clock, almost exactly like ours at home. And those wonderful velvet curtains. And that old-fashioned 4-poster.
Yes, dear, it's a lovely room.
You are tired, aren't you, dear? Just rest over here in this chair while I turn the bed down.
Allow me, mademoiselle.
Thank you. Now, darling, we'll have you in bed in a moment.
Later, dear. I'll undress later.
Thank you for coming so quickly.
Oh, I'm right here in the hotel for the convenience of the guests. But tell me, when did your mother first complain of feeling tired?
It was on the boat train to Paris. We thought perhaps it was the heat.
And you say you have come from India?
Yes, we stopped to see the exposition on our way home. Now, with Mother feeling so ill, I almost wish we'd gone straight to England instead.
Pardon me. Just a little fever.
Doctor? Doctor?
We have a small problem. The medicine which I require must be prepared. and I'm afraid you will not find the chemist shop open so late as night. Therefore, it is necessary to procure the necessities somewhere else. Now, my wife, she's licensed by law to dispense the medicine. So you will take a message to her, mademoiselle, and bring the medicine back here to me. I'm sorry, but I cannot leave the hotel right now. So you will take a fiacre.
No.
Madame is right. Not a fiacre for so young a girl, but I have it. I shall send you in my own carriage. The driver knows the way. He will bring you there and back safely.
Couldn't you send a messenger?
Oh, no, madame. A messenger cannot be trusted with all the city en fete. I'm sorry that we do not have telephone facilities in our home. Otherwise, my wife would be enchanted to bring you the medicine back here.
I'll be back soon, Mother. You mustn't worry.
I will make certain that madame is well taken care of while you are gone. Au revoir.
Do you mind waiting here, mademoiselle, while I gather the medicine? It will take a little time. So please, have patience.
Thank you.
I regret, mademoiselle, the long delay. But you see, the medicine must be prepared with great care.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Merci. Goodbye. I must hurry back to my mother. It's taken so long. It's nearly midnight.
Bonsoir, mademoiselle.
May I have my key, please, number 342?
Qui désirez-vous voir, mademoiselle?
I'm afraid you've forgotten. I don't speak French.
Pardon? Oh, whom does mademoiselle wish to see?
I want the key to my room.
But the name, please.
Winthrop, Miss Winthrop. I'm here with my mother.
Winthrop, Winthrop, I'm sorry, mademoiselle. 1,000 pardons, but I do not, Oh, perhaps mademoiselle has mistakenly come to the wrong hotel.
Oh, good heavens. This is the right hotel. Well, I remember it. I know you. Don't you remember? We asked for 2 rooms and you only had 1. Well, I signed that register right there.
I'm sorry, mademoiselle, but see for yourself. Number 342, Monsieur Duchesne. He has been with us for some days.
The city is crowded with visitors. There is much confusion. You have merely mistaken the identity of your hotel. It happens frequently, mademoiselle.
I have not mistaken the hotel. I remember you. I know my room number. My mother's up there now. She's very ill and I must go to her.
Mademoiselle, I cannot permit you. Monsieur Duchesne went out early. He must not be disturbed.
I don't believe you. I know she's there.
Please, mademoiselle.
Why, that porter over there. He carried up our bags.
Chasseur?
Oui, monsieur?
This young lady wishes to know if you remember her. Mademoiselle désire savoir si vous vous souvenez d'elle.
Mais no, I've never seen her before.
Oh, but you have. You carried up our bags just this evening.
No, mademoiselle.
The doctor. He sent me for this medicine. He'll tell you. He's probably with my mother this minute.
I'm sorry, mademoiselle, but the doctor is not here. He will not be back until morning.
I can't believe he sent me for medicine and then go away before I came back with it.
Mademoiselle, I beg of you, think. It is impossible that you are in the right hotel.
The maid. Where's the maid? She'll tell you. She'll remember, I know.
Demandez à la femme de chambre du 342 de descendre, voulez-vous?
Tout de suite, monsieur.
Mademoiselle, we will be glad to provide you with a room for the night. Don't you think you should wait until morning and then perhaps try to remember from which hotel you have wandered? Or the lateness of the hour does not...
I certainly do not. I must find my mother. She's ill. It's not a thing to be put off until morning. Oh, good evening. Do you remember in room 342 when you took my mother's hat and asked if there was anything else that you...
42? There is a gentleman in 342, Monsieur Duchesne.
Don't you remember me? My mother was ill.
I am sorry, mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle, may I conduct you to a room? There you may compose yourself and perhaps in the morning you may recollect.
What am I going to do? Where's my mother?
She will no doubt find you, mademoiselle. Meanwhile, number 254 is a very nice room.
You think I can go to bed not knowing what's become of my mother?
Mademoiselle must realize that her memory is at fault. However, if you wish to go and inquire at other hotels...
But this is the hotel. Perhaps you're right. I'm very tired. I should go to bed and think. There must be some explanation.
Certainly, mademoiselle. Of course there is. When you are rested, you will consider and reveal the truth to yourself. After you, mademoiselle. Now, mademoiselle, you should go to bed immediately. You will feel much more restored in the morning.
Perhaps.
Bonsoir, mademoiselle. You'd better get some rest now.
Yes, thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, what's happened? What can have happened? Where's my mother? I know it's the right hotel. I remember all of those people. All but that doctor. I did sign the register. Oh, there has to be an explanation. I'm not going out of my mind.
Oh, no, certainly not, Miss Winthrop. As you say, there must be an explanation.
I clearly remember
Perhaps.
all those people who now choose to deny they ever saw me before. Oh, I'm afraid. I must have help.
The embassy will help you, of course. Yes, I think the best thing to do is to get in touch with your relatives in England and
I won't
arrange...
leave Paris without my mother.
My dear Miss Winthrop, what possible reason could the people at the Madeleine Hotel have for such a conspiracy?
I should very much like to know that too, Sir Everett.
Yes, I see. Of course, you were quite right to call me in, Farnham, but I think you can handle the situation yourself. Yes. You're in good hands, Miss Winthrop. Mr. Farnham will assist you in every way possible, and good day.
He thinks I'm insane. Mr. Farnham, do you believe a single thing I've told you?
I'm going to believe everything I possibly can, Miss Winthrop. Now, let's begin at the beginning. Oh, Meadows, please put through a trunk call to Marseille and inquire whether a Mrs. Herbert Winthrop and a Miss Diana Winthrop arrived on the Lafayette on August the 18th and took the boat train to Paris.
Yes, sir.
You don't even believe she was with me.
Certainly I believe she was with you, but we're going to prove it. Now, don't you think it'd be wise to have one of your relatives in England come over here to help you?
There isn't anyone but Aunt Minerva. She's 75 and deaf. By all means, send for her.
I see. You are alone, aren't you?
My mother's alone, too. She's ill, maybe very ill, and she's disappeared. She hasn't even got the medicine he sent me for.
Where did he send you for it? Would you know how to get there again?
No, I'm afraid not. A closed carriage took me there and brought me back.
Is this the medicine? Let's unwrap it. Perhaps the label will say where it came from. Miss Winthrop, this isn't medicine. This is a small bottle of Vitel water. You could have... It could have been bought anywhere.
But that's what she gave me. The doctor's wife. She made me wait nearly 2 hours for it. Why?
Sir, the steamship company says that Mrs. Winthrop and Miss Diana Winthrop arrived in Marseille on the 18th and were booked through to Paris on the boat train.
Thank you, Meadows.
Yes.
Now, won't you come to the hotel and talk to these people?
Of course. Right away.
What else can we say, monsieur? We do not recognize the young lady. Nobody here, not the porter, not the maid. It is evident that mademoiselle is suffering from delusions.
You do know where she is. You do.
Monsieur, may I suggest that you seek competent medical aid for Miss Winthrop?
Mr. Farnham, you don't think that Everybody seems to think I...
Good day, gentlemen, and thank you. I suspect you haven't had any breakfast. Come along.
She kept me waiting and waiting until finally I remember the clock striking 12. I'd been there for... The telephone. The doctor, the first doctor, told me he had no telephone. That was why I had to take a note, because he couldn't communicate with his wife. And then when I was leaving, the telephone rang. The doctor's wife was at the door with me, and it rang and rang. She shut the door as quickly as she could, but I could still hear it.
That's all very interesting, but you see, you were the only person who heard it. I don't see how we can use it.
Oh. I know. Why didn't I think of it before? I know exactly how that room, number 342, looks. I've never been to Paris before. I couldn't possibly know what it looks like, could I? If I'd never seen it, if Monsieur Duchesne had been in it for several days.
That's quite true. Tell me exactly how that room was.
It had green damask drapes, rose pattern wallpaper, an ormolu clock, a sofa in gray, a gray rug, a little oval satinwood table, and a big four-poster bed. I think that's all I can remember. Oh, yes, a lamp.
Come along. Let's have a look at that room.
They won't let us see it. They wouldn't let me in last night.
They will today.
Voici, mademoiselle.
Clock and everything's all different.
The best thing for you to do is to get to London where you can rest and leave us to make inquiries into the disappearance of your mother. It's no good staying here and torturing yourself.
Very well.
The embassy will make all the arrangements, and I'll get you tickets for tomorrow's boat. And we'll take your room in some quiet hotel for tonight. I'm sure you don't want to stay here.
Never want to see the place again.
Just a minute, I'll ask the clerk. The clerk says the Marie Antoinette's a nice quiet hotel. I've taken a room for you there.
Painting the hotel.
Oh, yes, sprucing it up for the exposition, very likely.
Change my mind. I want to stay here.
Oh, no, surely not. You'd much better...
I'm sorry, but I do.
Now, wait.
I've changed my mind. I'd like to stay here tonight.
Here, mademoiselle?
Yes, here.
But I... Certainement, if you think that I can...
Miss Winthrop, please.
Is there any reason why I can't stay here?
Oh, no. None at all.
I want room 342.
Oh, no, it's reserved. It's taken. However, I have one equally pleasant for mademoiselle.
Is it as large?
Oh, yes, larger, perhaps.
In that case, you can give it to whoever has reserved room 342.
Oh, no. Impossible.
Sure, they didn't write and ask to reserve room 342. They merely asked for a large room. In that case, I can't see why I can't have room 342.
Is there any reason why she shouldn't have it?
Why, it's irregular. Most irregular. The rooms have been assigned.
I won't keep thinking it's the same room if I'm in it and can see that it isn't.
We don't insist, of course, but Miss Winthrop has had a frightful experience, and if it would comfort her to stay in the same room, I cannot see why you should object.
Monsieur, it is a matter of indifference to me, I assure you.
However, it is quite expensive.
Oh, is it very expensive? Well, perhaps I'd better not. Could I just look at it? Maybe I'm being foolish, but I must be sure.
Very well. Mademoiselle?
Just can't decide. Mr. Farnham, what do you think? Do you think having more room would be worth the extra expense? On the other hand, I don't know how long I shall be here. Look!
Mademoiselle!
There's the old paper. That's the pattern I described to you. They've changed this room, repapered it.
Mademoiselle, this is ridiculous. Pay no attention, monsieur.
Oh, I knew it. Even smells new. Can you smell the wallpaper paste, Mr. Farnham? Feel the wall. It's cool. It's not even dry yet. Where is she? What have you done with my mother? What's taking so long? How could she have died so quickly? Oh, why won't they tell me anything?
Try to hold on, Diana. I don't know what it's all about either. They won't talk to anybody but Sir Everett. He'll be here in a moment, just a moment.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Miss Winthrop. Sit down. But this is a very singular, very difficult.
What is it, Sir Everett? Oh, tell me, please.
Miss Winthrop, let me say at first that we, the embassy, would never for a moment have countenanced this, never, but we've been presented with a fait accompli. There's nothing we can do about it.
About what? About what?
The doctor saw at once that your mother was very ill indeed. He sent you on this wild goose chase to give himself time to make arrangements for her to be transferred elsewhere, secretly.
Arrangements? Why did they have to be secret?
I know it's hard for you, my dear. Very hard. I'm trying to explain the best way I can. You see, before you got back to your hotel, your mother had already died.
But how could she? She was perfectly well in the afternoon.
I know. You must understand we don't condone their actions, not for a moment, but one can see why they did what they did. They've spent millions on their exposition. The city's full of visitors. The hotels are full of guests.
Why did they all lie? The maid, the porter. Why did they want to pretend she'd never come to Paris, to obliterate her?
They were only obeying their orders. As soon as the doctor had reported your mother's case to the authorities, the French government stepped in quickly and gave everyone explicit orders.
Government? Why, my mother hadn't done anything wrong. Where is she? I want to take her home to England.
No, my dear. No, I'm afraid that isn't possible. You see, your mother died of plague, the bubonic plague.
Oh, I'm glad to see so many of you are still with us. There was a disturbing suggestion at the very close of our story, which I wish to clear up at once. You will be relieved to hear that Diana and Basil's story ended happily. They did not get married. And now for that part of the program you have all been waiting for, after which I'll be back. And that completes our offering for tonight. However, I am not giving up. Next week, I plan to stage a comeback and shall present another in our series of situation tragedies. Good night. Oh, incidentally, I thought the little leading lady was rather good, didn't you? television fans can be so demonstrative and unpredictable. At the time this happened, I was under the impression I was being put on a pedestal. My wife's not going to like this. She's always telling me not to leave my ashes on the floor. Tonight we present a very warm little story called Kill with Kindness. Reception seems to be rather bad tonight. Is your screen clouding up? Mine is. I think we'd better run a test film first. If you have no difficulty in seeing it, we will show you our story.
Catherine. Catherine, look at this. Here, dear. Here, come quick.
What is it, dear?
Look. There. I do believe it's a cedar waxwing.
Dear Fitz, you and your birds.
There he goes. Oh, it's very seldom that you see a cedar waxwing in the park.
Fitz, there's that man again. He comes every day.
Huh? Oh, yes. He's a kind man. He likes birds. Anybody who likes birds is kind.
He looks about right, don't you think? Well, what about him?
I know. Oh, yes, I think he'd be an excellent choice. 5:15 p.m. One cedar waxwing.
I'll be back soon, dear.
All right. Oh, Catherine.
Oh, yes?
Catherine, about my butterfly collection, don't you think we could save...
Now, we've been all through that before, haven't we, Fitz?
It seems such a shame.
I'm sorry. I know what your butterfly collection means to you, but it will have to go like everything else. It wouldn't look right. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, Catherine.
Dear Fitz, it's always such a joy to watch you sort your specimens.
It's very delicate work, you know.
Now, you're going to try to behave yourself, aren't you? And you're not going to say the wrong things?
Oh, I won't, Catherine, I promise.
That's a dear boy. Why, you poor man.
Me, ma'am?
Yes, you. Are you hungry?
I guess I'm always hungry.
I knew it. I just knew it. You know, I was looking out of my window. My house is across the street. And I said to myself, Catherine Oldham, it would be an act of human kindness if you were to feed that poor, poor man.
You mean you want to give me something to eat?
Well, why not? You know, I made a pot of stew for supper tonight, and there's still plenty left. It wouldn't take me a minute to hot it up.
Well, that's very kind of you,
Oh,
ma'am.
gosh, don't you go thanking me. As I say, it's only an act of human kindness. Now, come along.
Yes, ma'am.
One thing.
Oh.
I must warn you about Fitzhugh.
Fitzhugh?
He's my brother. Oh, he's very eccentric. He says the wildest things. But you're not to pay any attention to it. You'll remember that, won't you?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I will remember.
Then come along, and I'll put some hot food into you right away.
Come in.
It was just like I said. The poor man was starved. Oh, this is my brother, Fitzhugh.
Yes, ma'am. They call me Georgie.
Delighted, Mr. Georgie. Won't you go right in through that door? He's perfect.
Now, you entertain our guest while I heat the stew. Fitz, Possibly you'd like to show him your butterfly collection.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Do you like butterflies, Mr. Georgie?
I don't know much about butterflies.
Ah, you're missing a great thrill. Here, let me show you. Oh, no, here I am over here. In its final and fully developed state, the butterfly is the most perfect of all diurnal lepidopterous insects, and oh, so beautiful in flight. Here. I'm particularly proud of this one. Difficult to catch because it flies so high, but I lured it into the net with tobacco smoke. Are you a stranger in these parts, Mr. Georgie?
I guess I'm a stranger most everywhere. I get around a lot.
Oh, no home? No family?
No, sir. Oh, nothing good ever happens to me. I guess I'm jinxed.
Ah, well, you mustn't despair. Remember, fortune is like a glass. The brighter the glitter, the more easily broken. If you have nothing, you've nothing to lose.
I never thought about it that way.
Oh, well, that's the only way to think of it. Oh, please, do sit down. Take Catherine and me, for example. We're impoverished. Nothing left except this house and my insurance policy. But do we worry? Certainly not. Oh, Catherine, Mr. Georgie is all alone in the world.
Oh? Haven't you anybody at all who might be asking after you?
Oh, ma'am, I guess ain't nobody cares what happens to me.
Oh, but my sister and I care very much what happens to you, Mr. Georgie, don't we, Catherine?
I'll dish up the stew.
Well, Mr. Georgie, come right over here and sit down. My sister will have your supper in just a minute. That's right. Now, tell me, how do you like our little town? Have you been here long?
No, sir, not long.
Have you made any friends?
No, people ain't very friendly to me. Policeman told me to be out of town before night.
Well, don't you worry. As far as the police are concerned, you've already left town. Ah, here's Catherine with your supper now.
Now, you let Mr. Georgie be, Fitz, while he eats. Plenty of time to talk later.
Yes, Catherine.
Now, you go right to it, Mr. Georgie. There's plenty more in the kitchen. Well, it does my heart good to see you eat so well. Peace of mind always begins in the stomach, I always say. Where are you going, Fitzhugh?
I have to tend to something in the basement.
Later, Fitz. We'll tend to it together.
Don't you think we ought to get started?
Later, Fitzhugh. Oh, there's one of those pesky moths again. Get the insect spray, will you? There's a dear boy. Now, you stop fooling with it, Fitz. Kill it.
You wanted me to kill it.
Oh, now, Fitz.
Yes, you did. How could you ask me to do a thing like that? My sister tried to kill me, you know.
Oh, Fitz, the things you say. Remember what I told you, Mr. Georgie.
Oh, yes, she did. She tried to kill me. The insurance policy I told you about? Well, she's the beneficiary. Oh, I don't blame her. It's an excellent way to get some money.
Oh, Fitz, the stories you make up.
But what I said to her was that there was no need to kill me. All we had to do was to find a substitute for my corpse. Then we could both enjoy the insurance
Now,
money.
Fitz, you stop talking
There's no
nonsense.
reason for you to
Stop
talk
it.
to me.
Well, your plate is empty. Let me get you some more.
No, ma'am, I don't think I better.
Well, now, don't be bashful.
Ain't that, ma'am, but it's getting late. I think I better go.
You're not going to leave this house until you've had some coffee.
No coffee,
Some
thank
tea, then?
No, nothing.
Milk?
Milk? Oh.
Some nice warm milk. Oh, it makes a body feel so relaxed. Fitz? Fitz, dear.
Yes.
I think it would be an act of human kindness if you were to give Mr. Georgie a clean suit of clothes. We can't have him dressed like that, dear.
What? Oh, no.
Well, maybe one of yours would fit him. You're about the same size. That blue one, maybe?
Oh, all right.
And shoes.
What size do you wear, Mr. Jordan?
Shoes? I don't know. You mean you're going to give me a new suit and shoes, too? Maybe my luck's changed.
Fitz, you take Mr. Georgie upstairs and try on a suit of clothes. And meanwhile, I'll clear everything off here.
But I should attend to that job in the basement first. Shouldn't I, Catherine?
Oh, all right, dear. You tend to it. And I'll take Mr. Georgie upstairs.
Yes, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine.
There's another one of those pesky moles. Little monster. I caught it. I got it. You know, Fitz doesn't like me to kill them, but I do when he's out of the room. There. A nice little moth for supper. My, it looks as though it's going to rain. Mr. Georgie, you'll just have to stay the night.
Oh, no, ma'am, I couldn't do that.
Oh, nonsense, I insist. Now, you come along upstairs and try on that suit of clothes. This way.
Where is it? Where did she put it?
Now, you try on the coat. Here, I'll help you.
It's a beautiful suit. Beautiful.
That's a perfect fit. Perfect. Why, to look at you, anyone would say that you were a man of means. Now look in the mirror and see for yourself.
You know, it's very kind of you, ma'am, to give me this suit and feed me and all.
Nonsense. It's just a human kindness, that's all. A human kindness. And now you try on the rest of the things, and I'll see you downstairs.
Yes, ma'am.
There it is.
Well, Mr. Georgie, you look quite different. Now turn around, let me see the back. Well, I declare it's as though it was made for you. The sleeves need a little bit of lengthening. Well, I'll do that tomorrow before you leave.
Oh, I can't stay the night. It's been so long since I slept under a roof, I'd be uncomfortable.
Mr. Georgie, you're saying that makes me feel real bad. To think of it, a man forgetting the comforts of clean sheets and a soft bed. Well, I just won't hear of it, that's all. You're going to stay. I'm warming some milk for you, make you sleep.
Yeah, but...
Fitz will be very disappointed if he can't show you the rest of his butterfly collection. Now, wait just a minute. I'll fetch him. Aren't you finished yet, Fitz?
In a minute. There. Now I'm all ready.
Now, Fitz, you know what you've got to do.
Yes, don't worry.
Now, tell me so that I can make sure that you've got it straight.
Now, Catherine, I won't have you treating me like a child.
I have to make sure you're so forgetful, Fitz. Now, tell me once again so I won't worry.
Oh, all right. After the fire started, I'm to go upstairs. I'm to go upstairs. Then I'm to change into his clothes, and I'm to leave immediately.
You've forgotten something.
I have? No, I remember it all.
The ring. You've got to put the ring on his finger.
But it belonged to Grandfather.
That's why we must leave it, to complete the identification. There must be no question that the body upstairs is yours. Now, after you put the ring on his finger, you must leave right away.
Leave right away, yes. Now?
No, not until he's asleep. Now tell me where you're going.
I know, Catherine, I know.
Tell me.
The Fenton Hotel in Springside.
The Fenton Hotel, not the Fenton.
Well, what difference does it make? I'll find it.
Be careful, dear.
Yes, I will, I promise. Now?
No. And when everything is settled, and I've collected the insurance money, I'll join you there. Now, I want you to take good care of yourself, dear.
Yes, don't worry.
Yes, the nights are cold in Spring City. I want you to buy some nice warm clothes. Burn this in the furnace.
What is it?
It's the X-ray plates of your teeth. You know, I went to see that nice dentist, Dr. Craig.
How did you get them?
Well, I just took them out of the file when he stepped out of the room. Burned them.
Yes, Catherine.
Now, listen carefully. I'm fixing some hot milk, and I'm putting something in his glass to make him sleep. Be sure you choose the right one.
Yes, I will.
You know which.
Yeah, the glass nearest your left hand is for our guest.
The right hand, Fitz. The right hand. Now, let's go back upstairs. You've got to talk to him because he wants to leave.
Catherine, wait. Will everything burn? Everything?
Yes, Fitz. Everything.
Oh, that's a pity.
Yes. He was such a nice man.
What? Oh, no, I was thinking of my butterfly collection. Well, now, Mr. Jorgie. Oh, no, please, help yourself. What's this my sister tells me? You're refusing our hospitality?
Oh, no, it ain't that, but you've been so kind and all, I didn't want to cause you any more trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble. No trouble at all. We're glad to have you.
Now, here we are. You boys drink this up before it gets cold. Mr. Jorgie, your shoes are so handsome, but I think you better tie that shoelace or you'll go tripping. Here, let me hold that for you.
They're both tied.
Oh, dear me. I can't see a thing without my spectacles. Well, drink up.
This one's known as the zebra. It's found in the southern United States, although it's sometimes been known to stray as far north as Kansas. It flies deep in the woods. Deep in the woods or around the edges.
Our guest must be tired. Well, it's time we all went to bed. Fitz, why don't you take Mr. Jorgie upstairs and tell him where things are?
Come along, Mr. Jorgie. Time for a good night's rest, eh?
Night, ma'am.
Good night, Mr. Jorgie.
Here we are. I hope you'll be very comfortable. Now, if there's anything you want, you just be sure and let me know.
Look, this is your room and your bed, ain't it?
Now, don't you worry about that. Well, good night. And, pleasant dreams.
Wait a minute, dear. Where are you going?
To start the fire, of course.
Oh, you know I can't let you do that, dear. It's too risky.
Oh, but I want to start the fire. I like starting fires.
I know you do, dear. But if you botched it...
Catherine, you never let me do anything important.
Oh, everything you do is important, dear. Now, come on upstairs, and we'll see whether Mr. Jorgie is resting comfortably. Now, come on, dear. Mr. Jorgie? Mr. Jorgie? Now, Fitz, you know what you have to do. I won't call for help until the fire reaches this floor, and then you'll be far away.
I'd rather start the fire.
Now, Fitz, you put on his clothes.
Oh, all right.
beautiful fire, Catherine, beautiful. Everything will burn and fly up, burn up,
You
burn
haven't
up.
changed. Hurry. What are you doing? Put that down.
Please, Catherine, please, Catherine, just this one, my zebra. You know how difficult it was for me to find. Please,
No.
Catherine,
You are to change your clothes and then leave the house by the kitchen.
Please, Catherine, my zebra, please.
Your ring. Why didn't you do what I said?
You wouldn't let me start the fire.
You've got to go back upstairs and put that ring on his finger right away. If I hadn't noticed it, our whole plan might have failed.
Catherine.
Look. Pull it off. Hurry, hurry.
I can't. It's on too tight.
Pull it. Pull it.
It won't pull off. Catherine, what are we going to do? It's got initials on it.
Here, let me take it off.
Catherine, we've got to leave here. Never mind about him.
No, they're sure to notice the ring. They'll know it isn't you. There'll be an investigation. Mr. Jorgie! No. Mr. Jorgie! Mr. Jorgie! Wake up! Wake up!
We haven't got time.
Dear, we've got to take him with us. Mr. Jorgie! Hurry! Help me, Fitz!
Come on, Mr. Jorgie. My bird. I've got to save my bird.
Now, Fitz! I can't carry him. I don't have the strength. You've got to help me.
But what about my bird?
I'll get him. Hurry, Fitz!
Come along, Mr. Jorgie. Come along. Sit up. Sit up, that's right. Here, put an arm around my shoulder. Come on now. Come on, we're going for a walk. That's right.
Number 2 holes. Come on, boys. Check that last roof.